Welcome to the Candle Business Coach Podcast, a show about the craft of candle making and small business. I'm your host, Kirsty Allen, and I'm a candle maker, mum of three, and kindness advocator. Join me as I dive into all things candles and small business and deliver advice and tips to you in episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Are you on the list to get my daily motivation emails? Every day I'll send you a message that is designed to help keep you focused on taking action toward your goals. Sign up using the link in the show notes. This episode is brought to you by my free ebook, The Candle Business Marketing Kickstarter Kit. Inside this free ebook, you'll learn to identify your blocks of time to dedicate to your candle business. Plus, there are several tips and tricks for re-engaging past customers and attracting new customers into your business so you can grow your business and reach your goals. Check out the link in the show notes for your copy. Welcome back to the podcast, my friend. I hope you're having a beautiful day or evening, depending on when you're listening to this podcast. I have to admit, I've done it again. I've left the recording of this podcast till almost the 11th hour. Literally, it's almost 11 p.m. The night before I'm releasing this episode to the world. And I had an idea for the topic I wanted to share on this week's episode. And I started to write a brief script and just some dot points to help guide me as to what I wanted to share with you. And then I got stumped. And then I thought, no, that's not the right thing I want to talk about. I'll change the topic into something else. So I started a different topic and again started to dot point what I wanted to share. And then I got stumped again. And I thought, okay, I'm beating myself up, I'm beating myself up against a wall. What's that saying? Beating my head against a wall. I'm beating my head up against a wall trying to think of what to share with you, and the inspiration just wasn't coming. The creativity had stopped. So I thought that's what I need to actually talk about, is about what happens when the creativity stops and ways that you can overcome the blocks that happen when you're feeling like you're just not inspired and you don't feel like you have the right energy or the right mindset. And as you would know, having the right mindset is huge when it comes to taking action in your business, whether that's pouring another batch of candles, posting on social media, emailing your list, or just doing some research on ways that you can improve your skill as a candle maker or as a businesswoman as well. So I wanted to share with you a few tips to overcome that lack of inspiration or creativity. And first and foremost, or the most important tip, is to focus again on your why. Why did you start your candle business in the first place? And how does it align with your values and goals, not only for your business, but for your life as well? I know for me that when I started my candle business, a huge part of my why was spreading kindness and joy with other people in the world, so my customers and anyone else that I came across during my business journey as well. They didn't have to be customers, but what was important to me was just bringing a fresh perspective and sharing what was important to me with other people as well. So refocusing on your why will help reconnect you as to why you started your candle business, what your goals are, what you're focusing on, and what you want to achieve in the future. You can do that by journaling or just sitting quietly by yourself and just thinking thoughts about why you wanted to start your business and what it means for you to continue your journey as a candle maker. Another way to overcome that lack of creativity is to, ironically enough, get creative. Get out all your fragrance oils, and if you're anything like me, you do have a few, and make up a new scent. So blend two or more fragrance oils together to create something new. This can help bring, as I said, a fresh perspective and excitement back to your business. It may not necessarily be a scent that you create that you then sell as a product in your range, but it can just be something for you that you can light that candle as a way to reflect on the fact that you are a creative person and you can make new things and bring in new projects into the world as well. What I also like to do is to connect with my customers. So you can do this through social media or actually even emailing your list and asking questions about what kind of scents they might be liking for the next product release, or if they can provide you with feedback and insights into what they love about your candles and what they'd like to see from your business in the future. There's nothing wrong with sending out an email to your list and asking for their thoughts on what they might like to see in a future product drop. What I like to do is to offer a few options and get them to vote and get my email subscribers to vote on what they like. This helps just bring in a little bit of creativity and some, I guess, that mindset that it's a team effort, that you're creating these beautiful candles and you're able to create them based on what your customers are actually wanting from you as well. If you are feeling a lack of inspiration and motivation and you're just not sure how to find your mojo again, you can always connect in with other candle makers in the candle Facebook groups or any other business people that you know, because as you can imagine, everyone goes through these moments where the thoughts ebb and flow as to how you'll continue to run your business, if it's worth all the hardships that we can experience, and what you actually want to do long term. So just to connect in with other entrepreneurs and other candle makers can really help just to remind you that you're on the right path. You started this with beautiful intentions, and you don't want to stop creating candles even though you might be having or might be struggling in the moment. It's also really important to take a break. Sometimes stepping back and taking a break can be the best way to regain your passion and energy for your business. So this can be just, half an hour, maybe sit outside in the sun with a cup of tea or coffee or smoothie or whatever you like to drink, and just enjoying the sunshine and being mindful that taking a break is often the best way to recharge. If you're able to take a day off work and just go and do some things like some self-care, that can also bring back the inspiration and creativity aspect of it as well. So I mentioned earlier that mindset is a huge factor in being able to take action in our business and move our business forward. But when we're just not feeling it, we're just not wanting to take that action, you need to have a little bit of practice in having that self-reflection and self-awareness as to why you're having those limiting beliefs and negative thoughts. So there's ways that you can change your mindset, and there's ways that you can overcome those feelings of not being sure of what direction to take, or just wanting to pacify yourself with, say, soothing yourself by scrolling social media aimlessly rather than making that batch of candles that you've been wanting to make. So it's important to surround yourself with positive influences and people who support your goals. So if you've got someone like a partner or a family member that can help step in and just to help break those negative thoughts or those limiting beliefs and allow you to get back on the horse, if you will, and get back into making candles, can be really beneficial and effective. And just talking things through and just say, look, I'm struggling at the moment with my mindset, and having a little bit of that self-awareness to know that it's temporary. It's not permanent. So another way that I like to regain my creativity is to read books and listen to podcasts and just be inspired by other people as they work towards their goals and live out their mission and purpose as well. It's important also to focus on your strengths and your accomplishments. Like, what have you actually achieved so far in your business? You've taken a brave step in starting a business. Not everyone will do that in their life. So to be proud of the fact that you've done that and you've gotten to where you are, and celebrate your progress along the way. It's really important that as you come across different challenges, your mindset or your mind will try and keep you in the known, in your comfort zone, rather than trying new things. But if you can celebrate your progress, it reaffirms to your mind, to your brain, that you're on the right path, you're safe, and that you're able to do things that you're worthy of and that you're working towards. Positive affirmations and visualization can help as well, depending on if you write out on a post-it note and stick it on your mirror, or just sit and visualize or meditate can also help to change your mindset too, which I think is really important to try different tactics and different methods to see what works for you. And sometimes what works for you now won't work in the future. And then sometimes things that don't work now will work in the future. So it's important to try different things just to see what will work in terms of changing your mindset. What you can also do, and I'm a huge advocate of this, is practice gratitude and show thanks for the things that are going well in your life and things that you have as well. But just remember that changing your mindset does take time and effort, but it is a powerful tool for unlocking your potential and achieving success in your candle business. Just know that you're doing a really great job, even if the creativity is not flowing right now. If you're not feeling inspired, that's okay. These things come and go. Now, I know this episode may not resonate with everyone, but if you do get to a point in your candle business where you are just feeling a bit flat, you can come back to this episode and know that you're not alone. Everyone experiences this at different points in their business and their life. And it's important to know that, as I said earlier, it is temporary and you will be able to get through this lack of creativity or lack of inspiration. You just need to, work on that self-awareness and just journal. That's what I love to do. I love to get out my journal and just write down my thoughts. And I feel that there's a lot of power in being open and honest and vulnerable with yourself. And that's often when I can find that I become the most inspired as I start to work through my thoughts down on paper. Now, I wanted to mention just something else in this episode. I've had an idea for the podcast and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Now, I'm specifically speaking now to the newer candle makers, the ones that have been in business for either less than a couple of months or have yet to start their candle journey but are on the cusp. I would love to interview you on this podcast to see you where you are at this stage, or that's at this stage of your journey in terms of being brand new to the candle industry. And then I want to do a part 2 12 months from now and see where you've progressed and where you've gone over the 12 months and how your journey has changed and developed. So if that sounds like something that is interesting to you and you'd like to potentially be a guest on the podcast for now and 12 months from now, send me a DM on Instagram at Candle Business Coach and let me know and we'll have a chat, because I would love to just pick your brain as to what you're thinking and experiencing right now as a brand new candle maker or about to be a candle maker. And then I want to see where you are 12 months from now and see how much your business has grown and how much you've grown as a person as well. I really feel like that would be an interesting perspective, because for the candle makers that have been around for a little while, we can sometimes forget what it's like to be brand new in the business or brand new in the journey. And I feel like it would be, really fascinating to hear a brand new candle maker, a little baby candle maker, share their experience in terms of how they got to the decision to start their business or to start their journey, and then where it's going to take them as well. So as I said, send me a DM on Instagram if that sounds of interest to you. And that's it for today's episode. And I hope that, this episode has added some different perspectives to your experience as a candle maker. Thanks everyone for listening today. I hope this episode added value to your candle making journey. Check out the show notes for all the links mentioned throughout today's show, and please subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Thanks again for listening. Have a beautiful day.